Willkommen zurück zu deiner ganz eigenen Love Story mit deiner ganz eigenen Prinzessin. Oder auch nicht. Ich meine, das Spiel heißt Slay the Princess. Ich glaube, ich muss es ein bisschen leiser machen. Bin mir nicht ganz sicher. So, machen wir mal hier ein Stück, da ein Stück und da ein Stück. Keine Ahnung. Ja, ich habe das Spiel noch nicht gespielt. Ich habe das Spiel nur überall gesehen. Mir wurde es auf meiner Opera GX Startseite auch vorgeschlagen. Ja, ich habe, wie gesagt, noch keinen Spielstand angefangen. Das ist das erste Mal. Ich habe noch gar nichts davon gesehen. Ich dachte, für den schmackhaften Preis von, ich glaube, 16 Euro oder so, kann man nicht viel verkehrt machen. In erster Linie. Und deswegen springen wir doch direkt mal rein. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Wir haben einen Speicher.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Das ist ein bisschen dramatisch. Okay, ich habe... Ach du Scheiße. Ein bisschen viel Auswahlmöglichkeit. Ach du Scheiße. Okay. Explore. The end of the world. What are you talking about? Das ist eine Antwort. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she is locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do this? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward for doing this? Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la Revolution. Silently continue to the cabin, turn around and leave. Das ist alles ein bisschen viel. Und das ist ein Stück Finger? Oh, cool. Also, ich finde das alles ziemlich reasonable. Aber have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Ist, glaube ich, ist meine Antwort.
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Ich sag mal so. Würde die Welt enden, könnten wir nichts dagegen tun. Okay, also es ist keine Antwort für mich. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Das wird meine nächste sein.
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
Ist halt so.
Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
Okay.
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Oh, bitte.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
Okay.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Okay, also scheinbar gibt es dann nur... Okay, wir gehen einfach weiter.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Haben die nur einen Sprecher genommen? Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement.
Ja, ist es.
You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, dann ich nehme das einfach mal
Take
mit.
the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Ja, well. Und jetzt im Basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous.
Dangerous?
It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you.
Keine Ahnung.
It's all part of the manipulation.
Hey, I think I'm here to kill you. Just checking on you. Just checking.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Wenn sie schon so lange niemanden mehr gesehen hat, dass sie dachte, sie wäre vergessen worden. Was hat sie gegessen?
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Ja, das würde mich auch interessieren.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Basically. What? No way. Why would you even think that? Okay, yeah, you caught me. I'm here to slay you. Nah, I haven't decided yet. I'm just here to talk, steal your nerves and step forward. Sind wir direkt? Nein, wir. Ich bin nur hier, um mit
Then
dir zu
why did you
reden.
bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
Oh,
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
das Ding ist halt. Wir wissen ja gar nichts. Wir wissen ja nicht mal, ob der Erzähler nicht vielleicht lügt. Und gar nichts mit ihr ist. Wir droppen es erstmal.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Vielleicht.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, it's a pretty awkward relationship. Are you coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that? What's your name? How long have you been down here? Do you know why I'm here to kill you? Okay, we've talked enough. Wir fragen erstmal, wie sie heißt.
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Ach so.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Woher willst du das wissen?
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
Oh, stimmt. I have my reasons. Do you think I'd just come here to kill someone without even knowing why? That'd be ridiculous. Do you know why I'm here to kill you? You're supposed to end the world. I've been told things, but I'm not sure what to believe.
Believe me.
And do you think asking me what to believe is going to suddenly make everything crystal clear? Let's not pretend that's going to happen. As far as you're concerned, and as far as they're concerned, I'm going to say whatever I have to get out of here. That's just the dynamic of our situation.
Ja, sie hat recht. There's people out there thinking...
Don't just tell her that.
Warum nicht?
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
Ne?
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Und
Just
warum
how
hat's...
long has she been down here?
Warum hat sie denn noch niemand getötet?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so... dangerous?
Nein. No. And if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I'm inclined to trust them. Das ist echt eine schwierige Situation. No,
Sooner
ich mach
or
das
later,
einfach.
you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
Ja, vielleicht. Aber solange eben keiner von beiden mir irgendwas erzählt, werde ich halt aus irgendwem irgendwas rauskriegen.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
Und wie sieht das aus? I still have a few more questions before I decide what to do.
Fine. What do you want to know?
Ja, ehrlich. Oh, okay, das war's schon. Okay, explore. How would I get you out of here?
Can't. Don't bother.
Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Excuse me?
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting. Right?
Will sie sich den Arm abschneiden?
She is. I'm sure of it.
Arm abschneiden? Okay, wir haben genug geredet.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
Nee, eigentlich nicht. Eigentlich ist es ziemlich kurz
You
dafür.
know why you're here.
Ja. Ach, okay. Slay the Princess. Wir können die Ketten untersuchen. Oder wir können sie noch besser kennenlernen, bis wir uns entschieden haben, was wir mit ihr tun. Und das werden wir tun.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
Ach so?
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Kann ich jetzt einfach speichern? Oh, geil, nice. Okay. Wir befreien sie
Oh,
irgendwie.
for the love of...
For the love of.
Good. I'm glad you've come to your senses.
You're making a huge mistake.
Ja, das werden wir sehen.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
Ja,
They're
fest, ne?
large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Ja.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Echt? Können wir jetzt einfach gehen?
Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Nicht? Wo denn sonst? No. Ja, ich gehe einfach gucken.
I'll be here.
Nehmen wir das
You
Messer?
attempt to
Wir
make your
haben
way
das
out
Messer
of
nicht
the
mitgenommen?
basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Was?
Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're
Was?
here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Wer hat mich denn jetzt ab? Lass mich raus?
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the...
Okay, dann leck mich an deinem Arsch.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier for whom?
Echt so?
Easier for everyone.
Ach so.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Nein. Das ist
You
widerlich.
won't like what happens if you do that.
Ich meine, save the princess or slay the princess. Okay, warte, wir machen nochmal save. Ich meine, save the princess.
Against
Oh,
your better
oh no.
judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door. Oh mein Gott, was passiert hier?
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Was passiert hier?
Watch me.
Oh mein Gott. Oh mein Gott. Warn her. Oh.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Oh mein Gott. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
Nein.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Warum habe ich so Hände?
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Huh? Huh?
Then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
This is the end, isn't it?
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
What?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end you're here to slay her.
I'm... Oh, you.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time.
Nein, haben wir nicht.
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess.
Oh, es
Just have to
ist...
keep trying.
Es ist immer die gleiche Stimme. Ach so. That makes
I'm
sense.
inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Hmm.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything? Proceed to the cabin, turn around and leave. Turn around and leave. Okay.
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
No.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
Mm-hmm.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
Professional Erzähler?
Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Hatten sie
What do you
vielleicht nicht.
mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Oh.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
Oh.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul. Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are. You're talking in circles.
Ja.
No, I'm talking in facts.
Let's talk about this, princess.
Just be quick about it.
Who locked her in the basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
Coincidence.
Yes, right. We're here because we're special. Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
Okay. Ja, was erzählst du
I
mir
told
nicht?
you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
Ich kann auch einfach googeln, mein Freund.
Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
The only reason she was even able to kill me last time was because I let her, and all she did was slit my throat. How is she supposed to end the world?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
Also ich bin ehrlich, ne? Hätte ich das Spiel jetzt privat gespielt, hätte ich jetzt gegoogelt. Aber wir machen das nicht.
You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right? What proof could you possibly ask for? Literally anything.
Ja, irgendwas.
Fine.
Check your pockets. Check your pockets.
Put your hands in your pockets.
The evidence.
And pull out an envelope with the words "the evidence" written across the front.
Ich verstehe sowieso nicht, was ist mit unserem, was sind wir?
Within, you find a
Oh
note
my
in your
God.
handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth." That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting? I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side. You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to?
Ja.
Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
Ja, das ist alles. Oh, nee, das wollte ich nicht. Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin. Was passiert, wenn ich einfach gehe? Ich kann das einfach überschreiben, ist ja egal. Turn around and leave.
I'm not so sure running away is the best idea. We're not the only person stuck here. What about her? Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
No. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going. Okay, fine, you're persistent. I'll go to the cabin and I'll slay the princess. Okay, fine. I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to the princess. Maybe I'll slay her, maybe I won't. I guess we'll see. Lie. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going. Nope. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin. I'm not going to the cabin. It's like I said, I'm pretty okay with the world ending. I relish the coming of a new dawn beyond our own. Quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Oh my god. It's like I said.
There won't be a new dawn if the world ends. There'll just be nothing forever.
Yeah.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
Ja.
That's strange.
Ah!
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Dieser Penner. And leave again. Ja, das wird wahrscheinlich die ganze Zeit darauf hinauslaufen. Okay, I'm going into the cabin.
Great to hear. As long as you bring that fiery attitude to princess slaying, I think this will all resolve splendidly. Good. Going back to the cabin is the only way we can get to the bottom of things.
Ja.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
Oh my god.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Mhm.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. Oder einfach zum Spiegel gehen. Ja.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Hat mir den Spiegel weggenommen.
But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Oh, okay.
Very different.
The whole cabin is different from the last time, falls ihr nicht.
Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely. Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details.
Okay. Soll ich jetzt mit oder lieber ohne? Ich nehme es trotzdem mal
You
mit.
take
Man
the
weiß
blade
es ja
from the
einfach
table.
nicht.
It will be difficult to slay
speichern
the
sollen.
princess and save the world without...
Wann habe ich gespeichert? Ach so, shit. Ja, okay.
Good idea. Much better
better
to be armed than to go in with blood.
Ja, okay. Okay, rein. Ich wollte nicht.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase.
Ah.
A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us?
Das wäre was.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
Was zur Hölle?
So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless. That was there last time too, wasn't it?
Mhm.
It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just going to leave her here.
The door locked behind us the last time we tried that, remember?
Oh, right.
If by divine will, just as you finish the thought, you hear a door slam, I'm afraid you won't be leaving until the task is finished. It doesn't matter how many chains she's in, without your intervention, she'll find a way out eventually. That's not fair.
That's not fair.
Unless you deal with her right here, right now, she will remain an existential threat to the entire world. What seems unfair to you is fair for everyone else.
Okay, wir speichern das einfach mal kurz.
Huh. So it's not even safe to think. I see how it is.
How surprising. They locked you down here too.
Ja. Safe. Warte, ich mach nochmal hier drauf. Ja. Wir slayen die jetzt einfach mal und gucken, was dann passiert.
Without a moment of hesitation, you charge the princess, your blade primed to deliver a lethal strike.
Do you think these chains take away my saying things? I said no.
As you move towards the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists.
Oh, will sie mich damit jetzt hauen?
In an instant, they're around your neck, both of you dropping to the ground as she pulls them taut, bracing her body against yours as you struggle uselessly. The metal chains constrict around your windpipe as the princess heaves with a muscled intensity.
Drop the knife or you die.
What is she doing? We weren't trying to attack her. I can see where she might have gotten the wrong idea. She doesn't have much agency here. Would we have trusted her if the roles were reversed? I don't know. How about we think about the nuances of interpersonal relationships when we're not being strangled? How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not armed, and you have your pristine blade. End her before she ends you.
Also das ist ja ganz viel. Okay, das hat eh nichts gebracht. Nein-Sagung. Ich glaube, wir müssen einfach Nein sagen. Ich versuche es
You steel your will and refuse to give in to the princess's demands, ignoring the stars dancing in your eyes and the screaming of your starved lungs. You strike. You fumble your first few attempts, only making surface-level scratches and gouges as your arm flails forward, barely able to obey you.
Mein Cursor ist jetzt ein Messer mit einem Rot. Muss ich jetzt...
But a single focused blow was all it took. Your blade pierces up through her ribs, slicing through flesh, striking her heart. The chains loosen. The darkness creeping in at the edges of your vision subsides.
None of this was ever very fair, was it? But I did kill you last time. I should have expected you might want some petty revenge. Unfortunately for you, that means you've dug your own grave. You can forget about me ever helping you again, even if it damns us both.
And just like that, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward. I don't like this. It was too easy.
Ach du Scheiße.
It was not too easy. We almost died. That's right. This was an incredibly difficult task and you performed it admirably.
Nee.
Let's just get out of here. I don't like looking at her body. Plus, he said there'd be a reward. I'd appreciate a reward right about now. You have the attention span of a fly. How are we supposed to unravel the mysteries of this place if you're so easily distracted by empty promises? It's better to have a short attention span in a situation like this. There's no use dwelling on the past, especially when it's already set in stone. And especially when your promised reward is not, in fact, empty and is worth all the adversity you've been through to get here. Fine, but if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel exposed without it. With your work done, you remove the blade from the princess's corpse and make your way back upstairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. You can think of it as sealing yourself off from an unpleasant chapter of your life. It's all uphill from here. The windows. Do you see that? We used to be able to see the outside world from up here, but now it's just empty. The door. Check the door.
Open the door and accept your reward.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. You don't have to act surprised. We could see this vast emptiness through the windows. But if everything's gone, does that mean we're not gonna get our reward? This is your reward. An eternity of bliss, if you'll have it. And I suggest that you have it. Okay. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Huh?
Like hell it is.
I don't... Also... Niemand wäre okay damit, oder? I was kind of hoping we'd get a better ending for saving the world.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No, this is the beginning of eternity. Your reward, like I just told you. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Decades? No, it can't be decades. We can't go along with this. We can't let him win.
Slay yourself. Didn't you hear the narrator? I'm happy, we're happy. What do you suggest then? I don't want to die again. I didn't like dying last time. I'm going to accept my reward now. I don't know. I'm pretty happy. I'm going to accept my reward now. Okay. Also, okay, slay yourself. Das Problem ist nur, ich würde ja gerne neu laden. Weil ich Angst habe, dass sie uns jetzt wirklich nicht mehr hilft, wenn was ist, weil sie hat sich an uns erinnert. Das ist schlecht. Egal, slay yourself.
You goddamn spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose?
Yes.
Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already gotten what you want? I don't have to answer that.
Du Wichser.
That's all we needed to hear. You raise the blade, then drive it into your heart. You collapse to the floor, everything goes dark, and you die. You're a genocidal maniac, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Mm-hmm. The Grey.
You're on a path in the woods. See, that wasn't so bad. And now we've got another chance to get to the bottom of things. Bit by bit, we're starting to unravel this place.
Ja.
There are so many more threads to pull once you stop feeling.
Oh, es ist eine neue Stimme dazu. Okay, let's see what we're doing.
That's a little dark, buddy. You feeling okay? I'm feeling nothing. And I like that just fine. He's not wrong. Sentimentality won't help us here. We need scientific rigor. So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2?
Ja.
It's our 3rd.
Ja, okay.
What gave it away? Your open discussions. The last time we were here, you were in full-blown denial about the possibility of us restarting. What changed? Have you just been pretending to forget? I'm afraid not. Whatever other versions of me you've met in those other lifetimes were just that. Other versions of me. I just wish I'd been the first. So you knew how all this worked. Why didn't you ever tell us? We could have used it to our advantage. That's because there is no using it to your advantage. The more information you have, the harder it will be for you to succeed. It's not like it was that difficult to slay her last time. She may have put up a fight,
but her flesh is still softer than our blade. And now she's dead, and I doubt she'll be able to do much of anything from the grave.
Sie ist nicht tot.
You already slew her, and you survived.
Yes.
Then why, pray tell, are you here?
Oh, I know that one. We killed ourselves. Why? Because you thought trying to stuff us away in a corner for eternity was a suitable reward.
Was it not? What better reward is there than eternal bliss? You should have been happy.
We weren't. We were bored.
You were bored. I was just unhappy.
Ja.
There were still answers that we needed to find. It was actually working. And you killed yourself. I can't believe it. You ruined everything.
Ja.
How does us dying ruin everything? What aren't you telling us? It just does. And I'm not telling you lots of things, but it's for your own good. It's for the good of everyone.
Ja, das sagst du schon die ganze Zeit.
It seems to me like keeping secrets didn't help you last time, so you should start talking. Fine, the world doesn't stay saved if you die.
Ach so.
And if the world isn't saved, then that means she isn't dead.
Oh, now isn't that interesting? I assumed she'd just be a pile of old bones. But perhaps she's not. There's only one way to find out. We should go see her.
Mhm.
Let's try something different this time. We've already seen what happens when we slay her, and I'm not convinced that's a way out for us. I'm not even convinced there is a world to save.
Oh. Oh, das stimmt. Okay. It's raining. It wasn't raining last time or the time before that. The whole path is different. We haven't talked enough about how different this place is. It was different last time. What happens if we don't go to the cabin? Whatever happens next, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin. We might as well see this through. Proceed to the cabin. I'm done with this. Bye. Ja, okay, das Gehen hat ja schon nichts gebracht letztes Mal. Ich bezweifle, dass es diesmal was bringt. Lasst uns doch darüber reden, warum es regnet.
Yes, things are different, aren't they? If this isn't the same path in the woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already spreading and you're running out of time.
Ach so.
Her influence? What's that supposed to mean?
Ja, was denn?
It means exactly what I said. Don't overthink it, or you run the risk of making your task so much more difficult than it has to be. And
I
what
doubt
is
it.
that supposed to mean? Forget I said anything. I've probably already made things worse, and I need to stop talking about this now before I definitely make things worse.
Come on, tell us your secrets. Haven't we been through enough? Don't we deserve to know?
No.
No, einfach no.
Is there a reason it would be raining?
If there is,
Oh,
it
shit.
doesn't matter. If a bit of rain is the best her influence can conjure, then we have nothing to worry about. A drenched corpse is still a corpse.
Okay, whatever happens.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just don't muck it up this time, all right? What we do is entirely up to us.
Ja.
And we have all those mysteries to unravel. Isn't that right?
You aren't here to solve a mystery. You're here to save the world. That's what you say. So how can we be sure?
We can't be sure of anything except what's right in front of us.
Okay, but we should care about the fate of the world.
Ja.
Why?
Because we should. I don't know. It's important.
Is it?
Yes.
I think.
Don't let them make you second guess yourself. The fate of the world is the most important thing there is. For all we know,
The world you're talking about isn't even real.
Ja, ja.
Of course it's real. Where do you think you are? Somewhere else? Maybe we are.
Maybe.
This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await.
Okay, let's go. Gehen wir rein in...
As soon as you enter the cabin, you're struck by an overwhelming scent of decay, of mold and death and stagnant water. The once stately wooden building is bloated, its beams dripping with a black ooze of putrefaction, all but the exterior stone walls warped beyond recognition. It must have been beautiful once, but in its ruin, it is beyond repulsive.
Okay.
But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the rotting wood of the wall.
Mhm.
Is that her? It's like she isn't even there. See? We killed her.
Mhm.
You're right. Maybe she doesn't reset like us.
Oh.
She certainly doesn't look the same as she did last time. Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room. The door at the end of the room? But there isn't a door, it's just that damn mirror again.
Ja.
Yes, the mirror that he can't see. The mirror? Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying? There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade. Huh. That's strange. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Ja, warum nicht?
Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it. But we had it with us when we died. And besides, everything else has reset. Why wouldn't the blade have reset too?
Ja, warum nicht?
Maybe it's because we've already explored that avenue. We've seen what happens when we slay her. Maybe this place has decided we don't need to try that again. I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
Approach the mirror.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open the door. It's still so hazy. We should try and clean it off. Yes. Trying to touch it does seem to be the magic spell to get it out of our way. Maybe it won't disappear this time and we'll finally get a good look at ourselves. We should explore every option.
Bin echt gespannt. Wipe the mirror.
Reach
God.
forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down.
Dieser Penner.
Yeah, we can see it now. So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things.
Like,
No way left to go but down. The door to the basement groans open. The air is foul and wet, so thick that you can almost feel it settle onto your skin in layers of grime. The stairs are coated with slimy algae, the wood rotted through in places, reeking of fetid vegetation. A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadows, legs submerged up to her shins in dark waters.
oh.
There she is again. Barely. She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
Oh no. Ah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about last time. Are we good?
You receive no response. Do you think she's upset with us? I don't like being here unarmed after what happened last time. I feel so exposed. She doesn't seem fully there. I'm not sure she's even capable of being upset. You aren't helping.
Yeah.
Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad? She can look all she wants. It won't do anything.
Ja, hat recht.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. a bloated body floating face down in slowly rising waters, her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain. This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead. She's not just dead. It looks like she's been rotting. So killing her does stick. Mostly. But if she's dead, then what are we supposed to do?
Ja, wirklich.
She isn't dead. You clearly just believe she is. Her corpse is floating right in front of us. You can stop it with the mind games. If she's dead, then do we even have to do anything? How can she be a threat to the world like this? Thoughts are cut short by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock. You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs. So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead. She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before? Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even. Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying, or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table. Yeah, this is tricky. But let's talk to her. See what kind of information she has that we don't. But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
Schwierig, ja.
Bold of you to come back here after what you did.
Entschuldigung. What? Oh, das ist schon wieder viel. Why did you close the door? Let me out. Are you trying to kill me? What's wrong with you? I don't want this. I only killed you after you killed me first. We're even now. We don't need to do this again. Please, I'm begging you. I'll do anything. Just don't let me drown. Is this about last time? I'm sorry. Now, can you let me out? Rush for the blade. Rush to the door. We're even.
But she doesn't answer your question. All she does is watch you in shadowed silence. Do you hear that trickling sound? The water's rising, isn't it? It is, and it's rising fast. Oh, that's interesting. We've never drowned before. I wonder how it'll feel. Bad, I bet. I don't think dying ever feels good.
No.
Yes, how astute. Dying is bad and you should avoid it. How about you stop trying to talk to her and do something instead?
Let me out. Achso. Rush to the door.
The princess eyes you with a disaffected gaze as you rush up the stairs, but you don't make it past the first few steps.
Oh nee, wieso nicht?
The door bursts open, a powerful wave of water crashing down towards you. You're swept up in the flood. Your head slams into the basement wall. You come to a moment later, suspended in darkness, disorientated, only aware of the surface of the water and the emptiness above. And of course, the princess, hovering above you, watching in silence as you struggle to stay afloat in the icy depths. There's no way out. It's so dark and cold. I think our limbs are slowing down. How much longer can we do this? Just keep breathing. We'll figure this out. Or we won't. It doesn't matter either way. But you don't have time to figure anything out. Something cold and clammy wraps around your ankle.
Oh nein, was denn jetzt?
You're dragged under, only able to take one last hopeful gulp of air before your head is plunged into the freezing depths. As you sink below the surface, you see it. Or rather, you see her. The body you found floating when you first arrived, its hand is locked around your ankle, the heavy chains pulling you both down into the unfeeling, suffocating nothingness.
Was haben wir für einen Fuß?
I get it. We shouldn't have killed her. Just get it away from us, please. The past is the past. There's no changing it. There's nothing to fix.
And there's not a lot we can do about the present either. Not unless we think like we should have been doing all along.
But there is no thinking as you drown. You desperately try to pull yourself back to the surface again, and again, and again. Your icy limbs flailing desperately against the grip of her rotting corpse. And all the while her ghastly figure stares down at you, expressionless, as unfeeling as the weight around your ankle.
Your lungs filled with water, the same as mine filled with blood. In the end, we're not so different.
Oh my god. No! Ich wollte nicht sterben. Schade. But your lungs don't fill, and both she and her bones are gone. Something has taken them away, and it's left something else in their place.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her. The narrator is gone. I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror. Oh, the narrator.
Yes. Does that mean the world ended?
It must have. Do any of us know what the world ending is supposed to look like?
No. I think I'm supposed to look at that
Something
mirror.
dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
Wir sind der narrator. The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. Bingo. Was sind wir? Der Bildschirm ist zu dunkel. Ich hab keine Ahnung. It's you. Yeah. You are alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet here. Oh my god. No. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Oh. Oh no. What? Oh no. What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What do you mean, solitary lights?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Is this the end of the world? Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
I guess not. Okay, the gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes. Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This one is guarded sorrow. She saw herself as alone, but in the end had the courage to share with another. She will make for a deep heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally been heard.
Okay. What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Okay. Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you? How much will I forget? How many more pieces of you do I have to find? And what if I don't let you do this to me? I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Also, you're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Okay. And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
Nein. Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
What? Everything goes dark and you die. A mournful vessel, the hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods.
The real Slay the
And at
Princess
the end of
starts
that
here.
path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Skip. Okay. Okay, thanks for telling me what to do.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
Okay.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Und hier endet die erste Folge. Vielleicht mache ich da auch nur einen Zweiteiler draus. Aber ich glaube, das hier jetzt, das wird nice. Ich mache einfach hier. Okay, das klingt doch nice. Das klingt doch gut. Okay, ich freue mich drauf auf den nächsten Durchlauf. Ich bin gespannt, wie es dann ausgehen wird. Ja, und jetzt, da wir ja wissen, dass wir die Prinzessin am besten nicht töten sollten, töten wir sie nicht. Ich weiß aber auch nicht, was jetzt noch alles anders sein wird. Das erinnert mich so ein bisschen an You and Me and Her, wo man das komplette Spiel einfach vom PC löschen muss. Jede einzelne kleine Fitzeldatei, weil man es sonst nicht nochmal spielen kann, wenn man es denn schon einmal durchgespielt hat. Und Entscheidungen bleiben auch Entscheidungen. Bis du das Spiel nicht nur deinstalliert hast, sondern jede Fitzeldatei gelöscht hast. Eieiei, das ist sehr gut bisher. Das finde ich cool. Ja, ich freue mich einfach auf die nächste Folge und ja, vielleicht habe ich dann ja auch mal wieder eine Cam. Gut. Wir hören und sehen uns dann. Bis dann.